Kevin Downswell. Kevin Downswell.
No, the Kevin Downswell.
Kevin Downswell, minister of music, humble man of God, just filled with the Spirit. And I've been checking out your page. I mean, for a while, I've been checking out your entire page and just following your ministry. You are definitely a man of God. We have some questions to ask you from the AE team. It's so good to have you, my brother.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor, and it's a tremendous privilege. Thank you so much.
Oh, man. So listen, we know you have an interesting story. I was doing my little research, and, I heard some words from little birdies. But the story is that your wife/manager, there's an interesting way how you guys met. Can you just share with our viewers that story for me?
Oh boy, it's a massive story.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cram it into a little bit. My wife and I went to the same university.
Okay.
Right? We went to university, the University of the West Indies, and so while she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing, and we met in a way that was quite weird because we always walked past each other. We always said hello to each other, but we found ourselves in the same class. And I was writing something in my book, and she was interestingly sitting right beside me. And she said, "Wow, you can write good. I love your writing." And I'm like, "Oh, really? Thank you." And she said, "Could you write my name in my book?" And I was like, okay, no problem. And I wrote her name, and she was like, "Wow, I love your writing." And we that was it. Nothing really happened then. No spark, no real spark. We just a girl just asked me to write her name in her book. That's it. But things just progressed interestingly from there. She became the president of the UCCF, the University Colleges and Christian Fellowship.
Okay.
And I was a member of the same organization, which is the Christian group in university.
Yes.
The next year, I became president.
So you took her job.
I took her job. She was my senior, and I was interviewed by her.
Wow.
Right, but long story short, she was just, there was nothing. I never knew it. I never saw it. I never saw it coming. Absolutely no way. Until God just took the scale off my eyes for me to say, "Okay, you've been so spiritually minded. Now let me open your physical eyes a little bit.
Come on.
For you to see, for you to be at least a little bit earthly good."
So I thought the story was going to go when she asked you to write her name, that you were going to write your number one. That's where I thought the story was going. I thought you were just going to write your number one time.
Oh man, I was so focused. I was such a focused young man that it's like I was so focused, and that helped me while I was growing up. Just being focused and just not being distracted. But she was just there was nothing for me to say, "This is it." God just opened my eyes one day, and she came up to me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "It's the same girl that I've looked at."
Hey. She have a different glow now. She glows different.
There was a different glow. There was a different appearance, and I was like, "Whoa!" And I said, "Hey," and she's like, "Hey," and she was talking to me normally, but my head was spinning because I'm like, "What is God doing?" And the rest is history. I mean, the rest is history.
Wow.
So I'm going to ask you a question about your music. So you have a song, "That's Enough." That's a way back song. The first time you heard maybe that song or another song on the radio, the first time you heard it being played, the first time you heard your music being played on the radio or TV or sung by someone other than you, what was the feeling that went through you? Like, let me know how you felt.
It was the most, I could never describe. I wanted to call everybody. I wanted to call my mother. I wanted to call my friends. I wanted to call everybody. Yeah. But it was the most amazing feeling ever. To know that this was your dream.
Yeah.
To just have your song play on the radio where millions of people were listening.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it played once for that whole year,
Come on,
it
come
was
on,
everything
come on,
to me.
come on.
It was like the Lord just cracked a surface, and it was just the most. I can't describe it. I can't find words. It was just amazing.
And I'm guessing you probably still get that feeling up to today.
You know, interestingly, one of the things that has never changed is every time I hear my song on the radio, I start praying.
Come on,
Wow.
come on.
Wow.
Every time I hear my song on the radio, if I'm driving to a show and the car is packed with my guys, and my song starts playing, everybody knows that they should go quiet.
Wow.
Because it's intercession time, because it's something that I've never taken for granted. I just feel like it's still an honor, even though the Lord has brought you where you're from to where you're at. I just believe it's an humble privilege. And so we always pray, Lord, whoever is listening to this now, I pray for healing. I pray that your presence will ride upon this frequency, this sound, and bring deliverance to somebody in the bar, in the car, at home. You know, it's something we do every time.
That is
amazing. And just imagine the amount of times.
I can imagine. That's what I'm thinking about right now. I'm like, wait a minute.
Every stoplight. Stop. Okay, prime time pray, guys.
No, that's amazing though. You know what I mean? That relationship is being strengthened every single day when you hear your song. So let me ask you this. From where you sit, what would you say, or who would you say are your biggest musical influences?
Wow.
Just give me two.
Wow. It's hard. I think Pastor Donnie. Pastor Donnie. Why? Because I grew up listening to him, and then finally found myself singing on a stage with him.
Come on.
That was mind blowing because you know, you see them and you see the ministry and you see the magnitude, and yet you have an encounter where they're humble enough to say, who is that guy that sang before me? Where is he? What's his name? Kevin Downswell.
He sounds just like him right now.
Yeah.
Get him up here. And I'm like, and everybody's like, where is Kevin? And I'm like, oh, whoa. Who's calling? Pastor Donnie's calling you and saying,
wow.
And I'm like, what? And that was it. So from then, I think that was 5 years ago, he's been a mentor, you know, and I think Pastor Donnie, let me see who else. Let me find, I think, I love, he's very young, but I love Kelante.
Kelante.
Yeah.
That boy's a bad boy. That boy's a bad boy.
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I'm drawn to guys who I know personally, because I guess the ministry is one thing, but when you've met the person and you recognize the humility behind
authenticity,
the person, the authenticity.
Yep. Yes, sir.
It just hits you differently.
No, that's funny, right? Because I was watching you, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but I heard through the grapevine that you are known as the West Indian Donnie McClurkin himself. That's what I heard. So I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to go with that. Now, listen up.
Really?
Yes, sir. One of my favorite songs, You Make Me Stronger. That song has to be probably on my top 3 favorite songs from Kevin Downswell. My question is, what was the inspiration behind that song? Because I don't know the way how that song connects even outside of the church space is amazing. Yeah. So the inspiration, share with our viewers, what is your inspiration? What gave you the inspiration to write that song?
Wow. I was going through one of the toughest times of my life. It was a rough valley. It was so rough that you know, and one of the challenges that I was having was we were struggling financially. I was struggling financially. I would go on stage and I would minister to persons that God would do this, but I'd come back home to an empty cupboard or an empty refrigerator. And I would just say, God. I would just see my bank account on zeros, and I was like, God, when are you gonna shift this? When are you gonna turn this? And it was just a low moment where I was giving of myself. I was just giving everything, yet I was going through so much. And I just one day came home And I came home and there was absolutely nothing to eat. There was absolutely nothing to eat. And I sat down in my living room and I grabbed a pen, bro. And I said, and the Lord, and I said, God, and I began to write. I just began to write, you're my creator, Lord, you know my times. And I know I was in tears because I knew, you know, when you know that where you're at is not the end. It has a way of it just keeps you when you know that this is not a full stop, but maybe a comma. You know, and so I just wrote seasons of breakthrough, seasons of so I will seek you. And I just kept writing and writing. And when I finished the song, the actual original chorus was, you've made me stronger. And the Lord is saying, no. I need to remove that made.
Because it's not past tense.
I'm not a God of the past.
Come on, preacher.
I'm not. So many times we live on what God did yesterday.
But he's working right now.
You know? Yeah, and he's doing something right now.
Yes,
and the Lord
sir.
said, I don't want you to talk about me yesterday. I want you to talk about me today in the present tense. You make me stronger. Talk about me. No, yesterday, today, and forever. I'm your strength. No, I'm your strength tomorrow. I'm your strength forever. And that's it. So that song was written not to be popular. It was just a personal cry from my heart that, Lord, I know I'm going to get through this. You are my strength in the middle of this. My seasons are here, certain seasons like lack, but I know eventually it will shift. And I just kept writing, and that's it.
Wow. So
the world now sings these songs as if it's their own.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So on this show, I'm known for doing things differently. I'm known for surprises. I'm known for catching Dale off guard. So I'm going to do something right now. Just follow along with me. And then I want you to tell me, because the words to the song are very powerful, but I'm going to ask a question after I do this. You're going to know what I'm doing when I start to do it. I hope you did your research.
I hope I know how to follow you. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, wait. I got it, wait. When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me. Father, carry me. When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me. Father, carry me. Those words right there took me out. They took me out.
So anyone that watches you perform can tell that you're an authentic worshiper. Explain to us where that comes from.
Wow. It's been my journey. I think it came out of so many things had to do with where I'm at now. So many things have contributed. I think one of the main things it's watching my mother. It's watching me. It's me being born to a mother of 14 years old and watching her struggle her way through life. Growing up as a child, growing up as a kid, watching her sing her way through, watching her praise her way through, watching her in the kitchen. And I'm there sitting waiting for dinner, and then she would just slide the plate over to me, and she would go to bed hungry. Wow. Those are the times that I think were my solid foundation, where that taught me how to just I don't know. It taught me how that God will come through, will always come through. But it also taught me grit. It taught me humility. It taught me determination. It taught me, while growing up.
Go ahead, yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here.
So not just that, but growing up and going through, I think my life, my journey, the challenges, the battles that I faced have allowed me to become. it's my battles. It's my battles that if I believe that if I never face my battles, I wouldn't be who I am now. So I'm grateful.
Come on.
Because I would have never been who I am if I never had certain battles to fight and know that I'm not the one who fights them. It's God who does all of that. And so it's my journey. It's my mom. It's everything that the Lord just causes to work together to just transform me into what He wants. And so it's a combination of everything. It's being at a place where I'm growing up as a teenager and there were nobody around me, so I had to find somebody to talk to. And so I started talking to myself until I started talking to God.
Come on.
and so I knew God's voice from an early age because there was nobody else to talk to except Him. And it's a combination of everything. He is a master choreographer. He just makes sure that everything that I need to become who I need to be is put in the right time, the right ingredient. To God be the glory, bro.
Wow. So, wow. I don't even know where to go from here. So, we know you went to University of the West Indies. You were a biotech major at university. Left university, pursued music full time. Then you went on to win the National Gospel Song Competition in Jamaica. Performed all across Jamaica, across the world. You performed with a group called Perpetual Praise, right? Now, these are multiple experiences. What role did any of these play in you being an established gospel singer? Like, how did that journey help you be so established right now?
Man, I think the awards, winning the JCDC Gospel Festival, Perpetual Praise, I think all of that taught me discipline. It taught me to build upwards, not try to get there overnight.
Come on.
Because when it taught me worship. That's where you learned true worship, especially in Perpetual Praise, because you will worship for like 2 hours just worshiping. It taught you that lamenting type of worship where you just keep on going and you never get tired because you're pleasing, you're not appeasing you, you're pleasing God. Because sometimes when worship is us focused, we feel like we've come to 20 minutes, so we're good enough. But when we realize that worship is not us-centered, it's God-centered, we get to the place where even when we feel like stopping, when He says, not done yet.
Not done yet.
It's not done yet. You've got to keep on going. And so it taught me discipline. It taught me a lot of things. It taught me how to work with people. It taught me, that was the foundation of how working with people started. I had to learn to be humble and to learn people, grow in people working around you and not try to always be the star. Not try to always want to be the star. Allow somebody to shine at some point and learn to celebrate them.
Come on.
Learn to applaud them while they're in the light.
Yes.
You understand? So you don't always have to be in the spotlight. Somebody else can be in the spotlight and you are still a blessed. And so it taught me humility. It taught me to be unselfish. It taught me to work, to not be complacent and think that because I have a gift, that's it. It taught me how to work on my craft, get better. So we'll have rehearsals, and I'll go to the rehearsal and I'll mess up on this line, and I'll go home and I'll work it and I'll work it and I'll work it and I'll come back. Because I'm a perfectionist. I will work on one line, and just keep on working and working and working and working, and just working. You understand?
His run was just. But he did it with no. I would have tried, but it wouldn't have worked out the same way.
Oh man, you know what, Kevin? So my brother, we've come to the end of our interview, and we tried our best to do a little version of Carry Me, but this is the newest single that you have, so I need you to do 2 things for me. I need you to introduce this song. You can do a piece of it, and just introduce the song to the saints and tell us what is happening today. What is so special about today and Kevin Downswell and his ministry today?
When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me. Father, carry me. When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me. Father, carry me. We released this song earlier this year, and this song became an anthem to so many. I never knew God was going to do what He did, what He did with this song. And my team and I, we sat down and we said, this song just does not die. It just will not die.
It can't.
And so my guys and I decided that we were going to do an EP, a collaboration EP with artists all across the world, with collaborating with me on Carry Me.
Come on.
And so the EP drops today.
Come on.
Where you have, for example, Jeannie Ortega, who is the host for TBN Salsa, and she does so much. She is an amazing singer. As a matter of fact, she did pop before she started doing gospel, and so she joined me to do the Spanish version of Carry Me.
Nice.
You need to hear that track. And then Jabari Johnson from the US. Jabari is one of those young guys who is just exploding. He's a Grammy Award winner. He's Stellar Award winner. He does worship for Bishop T.D. Jakes. He is their worship leader. He's their guitarist. He is just an amazing young man. He joined me on the worship edition. And then, of course, you couldn't leave out a Jamaica version of Carry Me. So, Romain Virgo,
yes,
one of Jamaica's top reggae icons,
yes,
have joined me on this track to do the reggae version for Carry Me. Family, this EP is wild. It is crazy. And it's available right now. Everywhere music is sold. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. The Carry Me collaboration EP.
Well, it was a good time.
Brother, thank you so very much.
Like, I felt like we had a full worship session right here. If we did not have church any day, any other time, we had it today. And we want to just bless you. We want to say thank you to you, your entire ministry. The Lord is using you to do things that
Absolutely.
people have attempted and cannot. You're reaching far and wide, my brother. Keep on pressing forth. Keep on doing what you're doing. We love you here in Canada.
Just know that Acoustic Energy, this team, we will always be here to support
Always.
you. If you need something done in Toronto, in Canada, you know where to go.
Yes,
You
and
just holler at us.
Joe can sing backup. He can sing a backup.
I probably can, but my voice may be
You
rusty.
probably wouldn't want to do that. Anyway, my brother, it was good.
Thank you
Blessings
so
to
very
you.
much.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.